10 disturbing facts about Hitler you never learned in school. What if one of the most dangerous men in history wasn't born powerful, but created through failure, obsession, and manipulation? Adolf Hitler's rise wasn't sudden, and the most disturbing parts of his life are rarely taught in schools. Behind the speeches and swastikas were secrets that explain how hatred grows and how ordinary people can be led into unimaginable evil. These are 10 disturbing facts about Adolf Hitler you probably never learned in school. Step 1. Hitler was a failed artist. Before becoming Germany's dictator, Adolf Hitler dreamed of being an artist. As a young man in Vienna, he applied twice to the Academy of Fine Arts and was rejected both times. Examiners stated that he lacked talent in drawing people, though his architectural sketches showed promise. These rejections deeply humiliated him and shattered his sense of identity. Living in poverty, Hitler sold small watercolor paintings on the streets and slept in homeless shelters. Many historians believe this period intensified his resentment toward elites, intellectuals, and society itself. Instead of accepting failure, he blamed others, especially Jews, for his misfortune. This victim mentality became the foundation of his later ideology. Hitler's inability to face personal failure would later evolve into a worldview where entire groups were blamed for his shortcomings, turning frustration into hatred with catastrophic consequences. Step 2. He was obsessed with race and purity. Hitler developed an extreme obsession with racial purity long before gaining power. Influenced by pseudo-scientific theories popular in early 20th century Europe, he believed humanity was divided into superior and inferior races. He viewed Germans as part of an Aryan master race and considered Jews disabled individuals and others as threats to national survival. These ideas were not based on science but propaganda and misinformation. Hitler's obsession went so far that he supported forced sterilizations and later mass murder to cleanse society. This belief system allowed ordinary discrimination to transform into genocide. What makes this fact disturbing is that many Germans accepted these ideas slowly through repetition and fear, proving how dangerous false science becomes when combined with political power. Step 3. Hitler used drugs regularly. Contrary to his public image of discipline and control, Hitler was heavily medicated for much of his adult life. His personal physician, Dr. Theodor Morell, administered frequent injections and pills containing stimulants, hormones, and narcotics. These included methamphetamine-based drugs, opioids, and powerful sedatives. By the later years of World War II, Hitler reportedly received multiple injections daily. Witnesses described mood swings, paranoia, trembling hands, and irrational decision-making. Historians believe his increasing drug dependence may have worsened his aggression and detachment from reality. While drugs did not create his ideology, they likely intensified his instability. The idea that one of history's deadliest leaders was making world-altering decisions while under the influence is deeply unsettling. Step 4. He practiced extreme propaganda techniques. Hitler understood something extremely dangerous. People can be controlled more through emotion than through logic. By using fear, pride, anger, and nationalism, propaganda was repeated again and again until lies began to feel like truth. Schools, newspapers, films, posters, and even children's books carried the same message every day. Over time, hatred became normal, proving how powerful media can be when ideology replaces truth. Step 5. Hitler was socially isolated. Despite commanding massive crowds, Hitler lived a deeply isolated life. He trusted almost no one and formed few genuine relationships. Loyalty was demanded, not earned, and emotional closeness was nearly absent. Historians describe him as detached and lacking empathy. Without trusted voices to challenge him, his beliefs grew more extreme. allowing paranoia, fantasy, and power to replace reality. Step 6. He orchestrated the cult of personality. Hitler carefully built an image of himself as Germany's savior. Every speech, photograph, and public appearance was staged to project strength and control. Children were taught to admire him, while criticism was portrayed as betrayal. By turning himself into a symbol rather than a man, people stopped questioning his decisions, revealing how dangerous blind hero worship can become. Step 7. He planned genocide long before the war. The Holocaust was not a sudden wartime decision. Years before gaining power, Hitler openly promoted hatred through ideology and words. Once in control, discrimination slowly turned into laws, deportations, and organized murder. Step by step, violence was normalized through paperwork and obedience, proving that genocide rarely begins with weapons but with words, laws, and silence. Step 8. Hitler refused to accept reality. As Germany began losing World War II, Hitler refused to accept defeat. He dismissed generals, ignored intelligence reports, and ordered impossible military strategies. Entire cities were destroyed because he demanded soldiers fight to the last man. His delusion became so severe that he believed Germany deserved destruction for failing him. This mindset cost millions of lives unnecessarily. His inability to accept reality highlights the danger of unchecked authority. When no one can say no, truth disappears. Step 9. His inner circle lived in fear. Inside Hitler's inner circle, fear ruled every decision. He encouraged rivalry among officials so no one could challenge his power. Mistakes were punished harshly, and loyalty was constantly tested. Even high-ranking leaders lived in paranoia, afraid to speak the truth. As fear replaced honesty, chaos spread, proving that intimidation cannot create true control. Step 10. Hitler's end was cowardly and isolated. In April 1945, as Berlin collapsed, Hitler hid underground in a bunker. The man who demanded sacrifice from millions refused to face responsibility himself. His regime ended not in victory, but in ruins. Germany was destroyed, millions were dead, and his ideology was exposed for what it truly was: hatred disguised as nationalism. His end stands as a warning of how far unchecked power can fall. History does not repeat itself, but it often echoes. Understanding how Adolf Hitler rose to power is not about the past alone. It is about recognizing manipulation, misinformation, and blind loyalty before they take root again. Because remembering history isn't just education, it's protection.